All right, so today we're going over, we never did the order of the Seder last week, the food blessings, the 4 questions. And so we're going to do all that, plus the 10 plagues, plus Shechianu and Dayenu if we can. Okay.
Oh, so I have the Haggadah open, which we're not doing. Okay.
No, the Haggadah. Open the Haggadah. That's what we're doing.
Oh, we are doing the Haggadah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
that's exactly what we
Oh,
do.
that's what we're doing. Okay.
Now, so I'm getting, all right, so in order for me to see everybody and have the Haggadah, I'm using my computer and hopefully it will cooperate. Give me a minute. Okay. The order of the Seder I had sent out on a quote unquote piece of paper. Let's not do that today because you'll have to find it and then you too complicated. And so I'm not going there today. Let me just say that the order of the Seder consists of 15 parts, 1-5, and that corresponds with the 15 steps to the temple, capital T, in Jerusalem. Whether that's on purpose or coincidence, I have no idea, but that's that. Okay. Having said that, what I think I'd like to do is I am going to follow this outline, but a little bit differently because I want us to go sort of page by page, if you will, and it makes more sense if we go to page, I think it's page number 4. At the top of page number 4, it looks like a Kiddush cup in an ovally thing.
Yep.
And it says Kiddush on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, it says there's the kuf, the daled, the shin. There's no vowels, but that's for Kadesh. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep. Denise.
I don't think you may not even have an answer to this, but how long does it take to be able to read the Hebrew without vowels and know what you're saying? Years?
Knowing what you wait a minute, knowing what you're saying, that's a different question. How long does it take to read Hebrew without vowels? I can answer that in about a second. Let me find my marker pen. I keep losing these things. Oh, here it is. Let me show you something, okay? And then you'll be able to figure this out. All right, just give me a minute. Right here. Okay. Just a sec. I want to get a piece of paper and I want to show you something and you'll get it. Okay, what do you think this says?
Today is Friday.
Right. Notice what I did. I eliminated all the vowels, right? But you know what it says? Because it makes sense what it says. And that's what happens with the Hebrew. After a while, you know so many words, it's like, oh yeah, of course that's what that says.
Right, okay. Like Adonai and Eloheinu, I can already recognize them, so.
Yeah, you can already recognize things. And as you get more and more practice, that's what happens.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Eddie, did you have a question and you're muted? You're muted, I can't hear you.
Okay. When you looked at the top of the page,
Yep.
you said in English it says Kiddush.
Yep.
On the left, and on the right you said it says Kadesh. Why isn't it Kiddush?
Excellent question. Okay. The steps of the Seder, it's one of the steps.
Okay.
And you okay, hold on. Let me show you something. I'm glad you asked the question. Give me a minute. Okay,
I just want to let you know that Harriet's screen went blank, but she still can hear us.
okay, good, thank you. Okay, so did I put in the vowels? Yeah, I did. Okay, so what does this word say?
Kiddush.
Kiddush. Okay, notice, and I was told that purple doesn't show up, so I'm using red. I'm circling the key letters in this word. So you see the key letters I circled?
Yes.
The kuf, the daled, the shin.
Yep.
Those are the three letters that are on the right-hand side of that page. Okay, so kiddush is saying the blessing over the wine. Kadesh is a different word, which means holy. Both words come from the same root, meaning holy. So the point is that you would, if you were enumerating the steps of the Seder, you wouldn't say kiddush because you would want it to be more like we're going to be blessing the wine. And so you need a different word form. I think it's a verb, but I'm not 100% sure. English is not my strong suit. Okay. Surprisingly enough, I'm a mathematician by training. So parts of speech sometimes go over my head. But you can see how it's related. That's what it is. It's related. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So let's start. So what this says here is that if the Seder were to be on a Friday night, we start with this paragraph that's at the top of this page. And that we read that, I think we read that last week because we did Friday night Kiddush. So that's the same thing. So let's skip down to where it says on weekdays continue here. And not the little letters, but the bigger letters. So the first set of big letters, Denise, do you see where we are?
Yeah.
Okay, if you could read that line, please.
Ata, is that where we're
Okay.
starting?
The first word is in blue. I hope.
Oh,
you
it's
can
in
see-
blue. Okay, it came out gray on my computer.
Yeah,
Okay, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Ha'olam Ha'olam no.
no,
Wait a minute, I got this. Borei Peri Hagafen.
right, very nice. Okay, that's the basic blessing over the wine. And now we continue. Gail, if you could read to the first period, which looks like a little diamondy shaped thing. Do you see where we are, Gail? And you're muted. Gail, you're still muted.
There. Okay, sorry. Okay, so where it starts, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu Michal. Where's the? I don't see the period. Michal.
All right, wait a minute. You haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh,
There's a dot in that letter. So what does that make it?
Michal.
Right?
Michal. Sorry. Michal. I'm sorry, Manu.
Okay, Vero meh manu. Meh.
Vero me. Well, I've got a ma.
I'm sorry. Wait a
ma.
minute. It's a not. My mistake.
Okay,
Okay,
right.
because I'm used to a different, you're right. My mistake.
okay. Nicole.
Yep.
Lashon.
Yep.
Lashon.
Lashon.
Right, that's what I'm saying, Lashon.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm facing
okay.
the other way because I'm looking at my iPad. I'm sorry. Vikadosh,
Vicky.
Vicky Doshanu.
Okay, it's Vicky D. There are two dots under the D sound. Vicky D.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the other thing. Okay. Vicky Dishanu.
Right.
Oh, I see the diamond now.
Yeah.
The mitzvah tov.
Very nice. Okay. Okay. Susan, sorry, Maureen, you have a question.
Yeah, can you go back to after Viromanu?
Yes, it was my mistake when I said it wasn't that. Okay. Here, obviously, like anything else, there are different versions of everything. I learned this is Viromanu, and they've written it here as Viromanu. It's ultimately the same thing. It means praise, giving praise.
Thank-
So sorry about that confusion. Okay, so Susan, do you see where we are?
Yep.
Please.
Okay. Vatiten lanu Adonai Eloheinu ba'ahava
Mm-hmm.
moadim
Next page.
l'simcha hagim uzmanim l'sason et yom ha-chag
Yep.
hamatzot hazeh.
Very nice. Thank you. All of the words in the parentheses, which we skipped over, which is fine, would be if this were a Friday night, so it would also be Shabbat, then they add certain words to acknowledge that it's Shabbat. And those were the words in parentheses. We don't need to worry about them this year. The first Seder is Sunday night. So, or is it? Yeah, it is Sunday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Isn't it
So,
Saturday?
It's Saturday night. I'm in the wrong
Saturday
place.
night.
But yeah, but Shabbat will be over, so we don't have to worry. It is Saturday night. I keep getting confused. But that's beside the point. It would never be, the first Seder would never be on a Sunday night, by the way.
Why not?
Because, all right, so I learned something a long time ago, and I've been talking to people about it, and nobody knows this little thingy but me. It's really funny. My rabbi doesn't, my cantor doesn't, a friend of mine doesn't. It's like, whoa. Anyway, Pesach would never, the first day of Pesach would never be on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. And the issue is because if you count from Pesach to Tisha B'Av, I know it's a long time away, but if the first day were on one of the days I mentioned, then you've got a problem with fast days over the summer for destruction of the temple and so forth, and they can't be on certain days. So that's why.
Wow, thanks.
You
Who
know,
knew?
I know
It's nothing to do with why Yom Kippur can't be on certain days then. Rosh
that's-
Hashanah, because of Yom Kippur, can't be
Right,
on certain days.
Right, Rosh Hashanah would never be on a Sunday, a Wednesday, or a Friday.
Right.
For that reason. It's a similar calculation because it has to do with when fast days can or can't fall. Okay,
Okay. Interesting. Never thought about it, but it's interesting.
Yeah,
It
thanks for
certainly
the
is.
explanation.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for the explanation.
You're welcome.
Learn something new every day.
Yep. Okay, so we are now on what would be page 5. And it's the third line, third word in, Nancy.
I gotta find it. Oh. I muted? Okay.
Yeah.
Zamar,
Okay, remember that long little thing is an N sound. Ziman.
Zaman, Hard, Chedu,
No, that's a R sound.
Hardu,
Hey, ru,
Heru, Tanu,
te, nu,
excuse me, I didn't hear you.
te, nu.
Tenu, Hare, Utenu,
Hey, Rutenu.
Hey,
Hey,
Rutenu,
Rutenu. Yeah.
Mikara,
So again, that's Mikra.
Mikra, Kodesh,
Yes.
Za,
Zay.
Ze, Heer, Ched,
Almost. Zay. Hair.
Zechir, Li, Sa,
See.
Litsi, At,
Yep.
Mitzrayim,
Yes. Very nice. Okay. Lori.
Okay. Starting with B, key,
Yes, please.
key, Vanu, Vahar, Ta, the Otanu,
Mm-hmm.
Eve, Kidash, Ta, Mikol,
Yep.
Ha, Mim,
Mm-hmm.
or Umi, sorry,
Mo.
Umo, Adai, Adai,
Okay. Mo. That's an A. Mo. Day.
Umo, A, Dai,
No, no, no.
Day, Day,
Mo. Day.
okay, Umo, Day, Kaddish, Shach, Kaddish,
Okay.
Ha,
So we've got Cod. Sheha.
Shecha.
Yeah.
Vishim, Ha,
Okay. Where's the dot on that letter, left or right?
Simcha.
Yep.
Uvisha.
Oh, where's the dot?
Uvisa son.
Right.
Keep going.
One more word.
Hin haltanu.
Yes, very nice. Maureen.
Baruch Atah Adonai Mikadesh Yisrael Yihaz Manim.
Yes, very nice.
Is
Thank
that
you.
dot, the dot by the Z sound, does that mean anything, or they just like to decorate the page?
Okay. No, it does mean something.
But not,
All right, what it does is it doubles the letter. But as I may have mentioned before, doubling the letter doesn't change how we pronounce it. Meaning, say, take the word begin and beginning. We kind of don't change how we pronounce it. We add ing to the end. Begin, beginning, begin ing. But we double the N because there's some English language thing that says that. We do that. So this dot is a similar kind of a concept. It has to do with Hebrew vowels being long and short. And if it's one or the other and I forget which, it drives a dot in the next letter. I forget which is which. So you really don't need to know that. Okay. So that's Kiddush. It's the first activity of the Seder. Okay, because it's so that would be that one. All right, now if it falls on a Saturday night, we add a whole lot of things. Let's skip over. Oh no, okay, on the next page, at the top in blue, it says if the festival falls on Saturday night, add the following. Okay, so it's not going to be a Saturday night, but the big letters at the bottom of that page. Who am I up to? Who just read? Lori, you just read, I think. No, Maureen just read. Okay, so artist.
Isn't it a Saturday night that it starts?
Yeah, it is Saturday night.
You see, I'm so focused on Sunday that I forgot that it was Saturday night. You're right, so let's go back. Okay, All right, so thank you for reminding me. I'll be lucky to get to a Seder because I'll keep forgetting when it is, since I can't seem to keep this straight. Okay, so what is the verses here, which is in slightly smaller print, are focusing on what we would say this tomorrow night, for example, as part of Havdalah, the service that separates Shabbat from the rest of the week. So these are some of the paragraphs that would be as part of that service. So artists, the top of the page here, please. It's page, I think, 6.
6. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei ma'o de ha'esh
Okay, it's mi'orei.
me'orei ha'esh.
Right. Okay, so that was very nice. Let me just point out, now that I can't find my marker, which is okay. Everything in my apartment grows legs. Things just walk around. I don't know why. Okay, this word, so me'orei ha'esh, the main part of that word is this. Okay, which says or means light. And sometimes in December-ish, maybe it's November, we have an expression. I'll write it out. And I'll have, since that was so short, I'll have artists read this, if you can see it. Can you see that?
Or hag urim.
Right.
Urim.
Okay, or means light, hag urim. Okay,
So it's okay.
go ahead.
Is that translated as, if I look at it again, light, let's see, if you show me, Hag is like a festival of light.
Yeah, right, exactly. What do you think that is?
Well, that would be, Festival of Light would normally be Hanukkah, but.
Yeah, I said it was November or December.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so the way Hebrew works is that there are words, there are key letters of words where like usually 3 that makes the root of the word. And once you know the root, you can come up with a whole lot of stuff that's related to it. Once you learn that, that's not what we're doing here, but because we came on this, I wanted to just point it out. Okay, so Etsy, starting with in the next little paragraph to the period, please.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yes, I am right. Haolam. Hamevadil.
Okay, it's
Hama. Okay. Is it Hamavadil or Hamavdil?
Hamavdil.
Hamavdil.
Yeah.
Bein Kadosh.
Kodesh.
Lechol.
Kodesh. Yeah.
Kodesh. Lechol. Bein or Lecheshech.
Okay. Stop right there. Hold on. Something new to learn. Hold on.
Okay.
A teaching moment has now arrived.
Okay.
Okay, so Hebrew is efficient. And let me show you what I mean by that. Now that I put the marker down and it grew legs. Okay, it's okay. That's because I put things down without making notes of where they are put. Okay, now here it is. Okay. You can read this, right, everybody?
Yes.
All right, somebody read it, someone volunteer. Eddie, you were reading before?
So is that Tosech?
Choshech, the dots
Hoshech. Hoshech.
is on the
yeah.
right. She's a
Ho-
choshech. Okay, now, sometimes, and I'm going to use my whiteout to make it faster. Sometimes we have the O without the prop, So you can read that, right? I write
Okay.
it out the prop. I write it out the
Right.
stick, so to speak.
Hoshech.
Hoshech, okay. Now here's where Hebrew is efficient.
Oh.
Give me a minute and I will show you.
Ready? My computer.
Basically,
Very nice. I gotta pay attention here. This is my Hebrew lesson.
okay, so basically what Hebrew does, and I color coded this thing. Why use 2 dots when 1 dot might be sufficient?
Oh,
So
okay.
notice, I colored the dot. The the right-hand side of the dot is black. It goes with the ch sound. The left-hand side of the dot is red. It's going with the sh sound. 1 dot, 2 jobs.
Okay, so you're telling me that would be Lehoshech.
Yeah, exactly.
But so why does it have the 2 dots underneath?
The 2 dots under what? Lift?
Under the hey.
It doesn't. The under, wait a minute, let me see. No, that's a straight line. It's an accent.
Oh,
The accent is
I
on
thought
the
it was the 2
lecho.
dots. Okay.
No, it's lechoshech, not lechoshech. Lechoshech.
Ah, okay. That
By
makes
the
more
way,
sense.
yeah. By the way, the place that you see this shared dot most frequently is I'm going to write a person's name. And this is where you see the dot the shared dot most frequently. Okay, so who do we have here?
Moshe.
Moshe, right? That's the shared dot. And that's where we see it most frequently. Any questions?
Cool.
Okay, so now,
Okay. Lehoshech.
Yep.
Ben Yisrael. Lamim Ben Yom. Hashivin VE.
yes,
I'm not muted.
Lesheshet. Lesheshet.
yep, that's right.
Yemei. Hamaaseh.
Yes, very nice. Thank you. Andrea,
Okay, starting with Bain.
yes, please.
What line are you on, please?
Okay, so this is line. Hold on.
The end
in
of the
this-
4th line on the
1, 2,
2nd
3.
paragraph.
Correct. Yeah,
So Bain, Kadeshat.
almost. Remember when we have 3 dots going in a diagonal? It's like tic-tac-toe?
Ew, right?
Right, yep,
Kudushat.
yep,
Shabbat.
yep.
We do shate.
Straight line.
Yat.
Yep,
Yom. Tov. Heave dalta.
yep. Heave dal ta. Yep, perfect.
The et yom. Hashav ve.
Yes.
Misheshet.
Mhm.
Yemei.
Yes.
Hamaaseh. Kidashta.
Yes, very nice. You've got it.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, Now Harriet, whose screen is blank, but apparently can hear us. Can you read, Harriet? You're on mute, so I don't know if you're saying anything.
Yes, I
Oh,
can.
there you are.
Yeah. It's an old computer and my camera is very temperamental.
Got it.
It goes on when it feels like it and then goes off.
All right, well, I get it. So, do you see where we are?
Yeah.
Okay, please.
Heave.
Yep.
Heave, delete.
Okay, heave, dal, ta.
Heave, delta. Okay. I'm still having trouble figuring out when the schwa goes with the one before and when it's its own thing. I don't think I'll ever get it through.
Okay, so heave, dal, ta, the next one.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Vika.
Key, the key.
Oh, that's right. The key dash ta
Yep, nice.
et amicha or
Yep, nice.
It's
I would say amcha, but amacha is okay as well.
Yisrael.
Yep.
Beak do shaka.
Okay, almost. Beak, do, sha. There's a vowel under the t. That has a sound. Techa, right.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Denise, let's finish it out, please.
Okay, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech.
No, up a line.
Okay, okay.
No,
Baruch.
no.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. No, wait a minute.
So we're on line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, line 8, second word in.
Line 8, second word. Oh, okay, Ba. Is that where I am? Baruch?
Baruch, yeah.
Baruch Atah Adonai. Okay, that's what I okay. Hamelach.
No, read the word. Hama.
Hamav
Hamav deal.
Hamavdil. Oh, brother. Ben Kedash.
Okay, there's an O on top of the Kodesh.
Okay. Ben Kodesh Lakesh.
It's the same word again. Le Kodesh. Ben Kodesh, Le Kodesh.
Okay. Le Kodesh. There's 2 dots. It looks like 2 dots there.
Yes, Le Kodesh. Ben Kodesh, Le Kodesh. So normally in Havdalah, we would say Ben Kodesh L'chol, from the holy to the secular, if you will. And this is Ben Kodesh L'Kodesh because it's from the holiness of Shabbat to the holiness of the holiday. Kodesh means holy. Okay, and Gail, the last 3 lines.
Okay, unmuted? Okay.
Yes, please. Yep, please.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam shehachianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman haza.
Yeah. Okay, you all know that, I'm sure, and now you've read it. Maureen.
I know it's Shehekiyanu, but when I read it as if I don't know it, it doesn't seem to come out the same way.
the same way. I felt the same way.
It looks like it should be She, He,
I get what you're saying.
Yanu.
She, he, yanu.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because of all the dots, it's confusing there.
Okay, don't,
Yeah.
okay, so what we have here is, you may remember a long time ago, we did some simple arithmetic. I said to you folks, what's 1 plus 0? What's 2 plus 0? What's 3 plus 0? So sometimes the format of Hebrew says that underneath a particular letter, there should be a shva like this. The problem is the ch sound is almost like silent. It's not quite, but it's almost. So what happens is you can't have the just ch. It doesn't work. So they put this vowel underneath. That's the combination of the shva and the eh. And it doesn't change the pronunciation, just like 1 plus 0 still equals 1. So I'm going to circle this. Okay, so I circled it and wrote, it's like equivalent to 0. It doesn't change it, but it makes it pronounceable. Because this is not pronounceable and this is.
No, I think my question on that is that it's an and
Right.
I've always been saying he on Yano.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, that's wrong then. I mean, okay.
Your whole life. Is it just me?
No,
Hopefully not.
No, Shekiano, yeah.
Look, we learn things like Shehechianu by listening to, when we're little, by listening to our mothers or grandmothers or somebody else. And depending on where they ultimately came from, they could pronounce things in a slightly different way. So my grandmother, for example, came from Russia. She was very, very young when she came here, but she still came from Russia. So she might have pronounced things differently because maybe she didn't have an accent when I knew her, but maybe she did when she was 15 and learning all this stuff. I mean, I don't know. And so that could be part of why we think we learn things a certain way. It's our way of adopting to the accent that was used to teach the person at the time. Maureen,
Can you say it, but not too fast?
what? This whole paragraph,
No,
this,
just Shehechianu.
okay, sorry. She, he, ya, nu.
Now a little faster.
She, he, ya, nu.
It doesn't sound that way, Gail, me either when we're saying the prayer.
Jehechayanu. I don't know. Any other questions? Okay, so now,
Carol?
Yeah.
I swear when you just said it faster, it did sound like Shehechianu.
yeah, it's the guttural that does it.
I think it is the guttural, yeah. Okay, so we've just done the first step of the Seder, which would be Kadesh, proclaiming the holiness of the day. The next step, which is when you cross-reference this with the order of the Seder piece of paper or sheet, sorry, it's not a piece of paper yet. The second step is Orachatz, that's what it's called, Orachatz. And as you can see what it says in the blue, I'm sorry this is all blue, blue is hard to see. It says washing the hands. We wash our hands, but do not say the blessing. So you've got Kadesh, Orachatz, describing the holiness of the day, washing hands. Now, we wash hands at this point because we will be eating things like the celery dipped in salt water and a few other things, but it's not a complete meal. So we don't say the blessing because it's not a complete meal, but we're I like to call it, we're noshing a bit. We're nibbling before the Seder. Okay? All right, so we have Kadesh or Chatz. Now the next one, which is, come on, computer. The next one is Karpas, which is dipping greens.
To the salt water.
Right. And who just read? I think Gail, you just read, right? No, no, Gail read. Okay,
Yeah.
so now it's Susan. Did you see where we are?
Yep.
Okay, if you could read that blessing, please.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri ha'adama.
Right. Okay, so that's a blessing over the green vegetable, because typically this green vegetable comes out of the ground. It's blessing of the fruit of the land. I know that I'm 7 years older than my sister, and I know that when she was learning all of these things, she would say to me, well, what do you think the blessing is on this thing? And I would look at the thing, whatever it was. It could have been a peach, a plum, whatever. And I look at it and I think, I don't know, because for me, I'm not good at flora and fauna. So who knows where this thing grew? The thing has to grow underground to say Borei Pri Ha'adama. Otherwise, it's Borei
Wow.
Pri Ha'etz. And it's like, who knows where these things grow? Not me. So anyway, continuing. Okay, now the next section of the Seder is called Yachatz. And it's when we break the middle matzah, basically in half. And at some point we will be hiding the afikomen. Okay, I want to, the next paragraph, which, the next part starts with the telling of the story. The, what's here on page, let me see if I can, it's the top of page, it's above the picture on page number 8. That's written in Aramaic. It's hard to read. I want to skip to the next page because that's the 4 questions. Okay, so the 4 questions, the first one, I forget who we were up to. Susan read the last thing, right? So we're up to Nancy. Do you see where we are?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
please
I
read
gotta-
till the colon.
I gotta read it. I gotta read it and not say it because it's 2 different things.
You're right, please read it.
Yeah. Ma nishtanu halayla hazed mikol hala
Lay. Halay.
halaylot.
Yes, very nice. Ma nishtana halayla hazeh mikol halaylot. Okay, Lori, the next fragment, please.
Okay. Shebechol halelot anu och. One second. Oclean,
Yep,
hametz, matzah.
yep. Excellent. Please stop. Maureen.
Thought I went after Andrea. Is it really me?
Yeah, it is
Okay.
really you. I'm going by the people on my screen. What can I tell you?
Okay. Ha lai la hazeh
Yep.
kulo matzah.
Yes, nice. Artists, please.
Shevakol Halelot Anu Ochlin Shar Yeah, coat.
Okay, well, hold
Right.
on. Wait a minute. That word, yirakot.
Yirakot.
Yirakot with a K.
Yirakot. Coat.
Yeah.
Coat. Halala hazeh maror.
Very nice. Thank you. Etty.
Shebechal halelot ein
Okay.
anu.
Remember
What?
that the word that the backward C, that little T when it's under that word is always O. So let me write it out. Hold on. One sec.
Halilot.
Wait, hold on.
Also, isn't the bait gonna go with the schwa silent, or is the schwa pronounced there?
I would pronounce it there.
It doesn't follow the rules.
Well, it sort of does, but doesn't. You're right. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. Okay.
Shebechal.
Okay. So notice that I'm going to take my red pen and circle. Okay. This is our friendly word. And whenever you see that, the little T vowel is always an O. So this is shebechol.
Shebechal.
Right.
Shebechal halelot ein anu mapilin afilu pa'am echat.
Yes. Very nice. Thank you. Andrea. You're muted.
Okay, I was doing pretty well. But I lost my place when I was reading.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eighth line down.
The first word,
Yep.
halela.
Halila.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Not
All
lay.
right,
Halila.
halila, hazeh, shetei, the'amim,
Right. Please continue because that was too short.
shebekal, halelot, anu, achlin.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Shebekal. Oh, ochlin, bain, Yoshebin, Uvain, Zubain.
Miss Sue. That's an actual S
Oh,
sound.
yeah, Miss Zubain.
Bean. Yep.
Bean.
And
I
Harry,
have to sing it.
I know. Harry, could you complete this for us, please?
Did I complete what?
Read there are 1, 2, 3. There are 4 more words left on this. Do you see where we are?
Yeah, after, right, okay. Halal, halal, la,
Okay. Halila.
halai, la. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hazeh, ulanu,
Mm-hmm.
Misay,
Miss Sue.
Masu, bean, Masu.
Right. Very nice. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. So had I been on top of this, I would have figured out where the 10 plagues were. So I'm going there now. Oh, wait a minute. No, before we go there. Denise.
Yes.
Okay. Scrolling down just the first, no, not Denise, wait a minute, who just read? It was Harriet. Harriet, you had too little to read. So if you could scroll down just a little bit to the next blue word and read that first line.
Remember I told you I'm going to be using the newer book of that?
Yeah,
Apparently is different. Well, let me turn the page maybe.
it may be on the next page.
Yeah, all right, let me try that. Okay, where it says the Seder plate is returned.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
um,
or is it Yiv?
no, I don't know where you are. Let me see. Oh, I went down too far. The first word it says, in English, it says, because we were slaves.
I'm sorry, mine doesn't have that.
Did it have something like we were slaves? When we were slaves, we were slaves, something like that?
No, after the 4 questions, it goes into the Seder plate is returned. And then after that, I turn another page. Lift the
Mine
cup.
says because we were slaves, is that what you're looking for?
Yep.
Yeah, it's right after the 4 questions. Hers may say the same thing,
It is right after the 4 questions, Harriet.
which is page 9, I believe.
Sorry, right after the 4 questions.
She's using a different Haggadah,
Yeah, but
Well, I'm using the Maxwell House.
but
Okay.
they're different. Depending on the year, they're different.
Yeah,
Eileen and I were looking the other day and they can be different. I have newer ones.
mine
okay,
has,
but here,
mine has the same picture as yours, Nancy.
Yeah, these don't have as many pages as that one.
okay, but here's the thing. Right after the 4 questions, this is the paragraph we always say. There's nothing else you can say. Because the 4 questions say, why do we do all these things? And the answer is because we were slaves in Egypt. But I wanted you to read that in Hebrew. If you can't find it, Harriet, that's okay.
I'm sorry. I guess whoever did this book wasn't Jewish.
Okay, there you go. Denise, do you know where we are?
I think so, yes.
If you can read that first line, please.
Okay, Avarim,
Okay, that's a duh. Ava Dean.
oh, Avadim, Haranu, Ha'anu,
Ha
Ha'anu,
ha ye nu.
Hayinu, le, lefor, lefare,
Okay, the dot. Remember the dot is over, so it's li far
oh,
o.
okay. Temetz,
Nope, that's a b. The
oh, okay, sorry. The Metzerah, the Metzerim,
almost. The meets ra
the Mitzram,
yim. The
Mitz-
meets ra yim.
okay, the Mitzrayim.
Right. Okay, so
So
meets-
is Pharaoh a Hebrew word?
well, that's an interesting question. It could be a Hebrew word. It could have been Hebrew
Been
spelling
Aramaic?
of a word from a different culture.
Because
I
it's what we use in English, I guess, to,
Yeah,
as,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Just to let you know, I did find it in this book on page 10.
Oh, okay.
I downloaded what you gave us, so I'm not using it.
Okay. Oh, hold on 1 second. This is probably a robocall, but let me just take this.
Why should you be different?
Okay, sorry. Okay, so I don't know exactly the derivation of the word Pharaoh, but that's what we call the king of Egypt, Pharaoh. In Hebrew, Pharaoh. Egypt is Mitzrayim. Okay, Now, I want to fast forward here to the plagues, and then we'll do something else next week, but let me get to the plagues. And I should have been ready. I apologize. There's a lot of, the story is very long. Let me
It's
tell
page
you.
19.
It's page 19. Yes, it's page 19. Thank you. I got it.
And I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're at page, okay.
Okay, so we are with, I think, Gail, you're next, correct? I think, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Do you have it?
yes.
Okay,
So it's Dam
yeah,
Sifar Dia.
Dea.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that little line was covering this.
I know, it covers it. Okay. Susan, the next two, please.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Kinim Arov.
Excellent. Nancy, the
Can
next
I
two,
ask a
please.
question?
Yes, of course.
About Svardea?
Yeah.
That looks like a singular form of the word. Is that singular? And do we not use the plural form for Svardea?
Interesting. It's an interesting question to which I really don't have an answer, except
Okay.
I heard a piece either on the radio or the TV the other day about words that we think are plural, but they're really singular, like a word like we talk about you folks, the folks. Is that singular or plural? And there are other words like that in English. So this could be a similar kind of a thing.
Okay, thanks.
You're
No such
welcome.
thing as sheeps. Sheep goes both ways, right?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so
Okay.
the third pair, Nancy, please.
The Veen,
Okay, so it's de,
the
ver.
Veer,
Yeah,
Shaheen,
yeah, very nice. Thank you.
by the way, in this book, it's on page 19.
Yeah, that's the page I'm on, by the way.
Oh, it's on 19 in both books then.
Yeah. Maureen, the next pair, please.
Barad,
Yeah,
Arbe.
yes. And the last two, artists, please.
Hashane.
Okay, remember that's the lesson we
Hashem.
had. That was the lesson with the one dot doing double duty.
So it's Oshen,
Okay, so the first word, the first letter is the ch, so it's cho,
Hoshen,
and the last one's a ch. Choshech.
Hoshech, okay.
Yeah.
Makat,
Yep.
Baho wrote.
Yes, very nice. Okay. So I want,
I have
Yep.
a question.
Sure.
In here, there, instead of having the T sounds, there, the transliteration is rose in
Yes.
for the last word. Does it make a difference?
Yes.
Particularly? Okay.
All right, so here's the deal. In the old country, whatever that means, Eastern Europe, I think, or in Eastern Europe, there was a pronunciation where that letter without a dot would be like an S sound. In Israel, they used the Sephardi pronunciation, which was basically the pronunciation from the Iberian Peninsula, Spain and Portugal, and that was a T sound. So it's being transliterated as an S sound is not wrong, but in approximately 1958, maybe slightly earlier, I'm thinking it was sometime in the 50s, but I could be wrong. at some point, it was determined all over the world, if you will, that everyone would speak and read Hebrew the way they did in Israel, using the Sephardi or the Iberian Peninsula pronunciation. Now, there's this very lovely gentleman at my synagogue who is very old, and he learned Hebrew way before the state of Israel, and so he still uses the old, what they call Ashkenazi pronunciation. He would say Bechoros. There are some people who are younger who use that pronunciation for whatever reason. I have absolutely no idea, but they do. So that's a roundabout answer to say that it's not wrong, but it's not the way we are learning. So I hope I didn't confuse anybody. Okay, so who read the last two plagues? Was that you, Artis? Yeah, I think
yeah.
so. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to give 4 more people a chance to read before we conclude. So right next to that, let me see, Etsy, following the 10 plagues.
Where are you, please? My internet died and I don't know where you are.
Okay, so I am on page 19 at the very bottom of the page.
Okay. Rabbi Yehuda Haya Notain
Yeah,
Bahem Simanim.
Yeah.
Simanim.
yeah. He made little acronyms out of it. Okay, we're not going to read the little, well, I'm not going to read the acronyms. They're complicated. Let's not do that. Okay. Andrea. if
Can I
you could
ask
go
a
to-
question?
Yeah, of course.
Slicha. That last word, simonim,
Yeah,
the vowel under the mem looks like the elongated one. So is that pronounced O or A?
no, it's it's not, it looks elongated, but they all look elongated to me.
Okay. All right.
It's the
Thank you.
book. You're welcome. Okay, so Andrea, if you could go to the next page.
Start reading the top of page 20,
Yes, please.
where it says Rabbi.
Yep.
Rabbi Yosei Haglili
Mm-hmm.
Omar.
Omer.
Omer.
Right, okay. If you're reading along, please mute yourself. Yes, nice. Harriet.
Okay, we're gonna have that same problem again. If I turn the page, I have a whole bunch of little writing under the plagues.
It's
But
on page 18 if this is the book you're using.
Yeah, I'm using that book. But
Page
see ya.
18.
we were on different pages before, though.
Yeah, but it is, I just gave it the wrong number. It is
Oh,
page 18. It's underneath the plagues.
Okay, and what line are we on?
Okay,
the-
so
The fifth word.
Coming early?
the fifth word, yeah.
No, I'll go now.
The fifth word? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna have to go. I had a virtual doctor's appointment and they changed it from 3:30 to now.
Okay.
So I'm actually might see you during the week. I'll talk to you. Okay,
Uh,
bye.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Starting with the mem,
Yep, you got it.
minain,
Okay, me, nayin.
minayim. I never
Yeah.
would miss that. Okay. Ata, Omer,
Yep.
Shalaknu,
She, la, ku.
Elaku.
Yep.
Hamitz, Re'im.
Yes, nice.
Bemitz, Ra'im.
Yep.
Shem,
Eh.
oh. Shir,
Where's the dot? Right or left?
Aser.
Aser, yep.
Aser. Makut.
The dot's over, so it's,
Makot.
yes, very nice. Thank you. And Lori, do you see where we are?
Yes.
Okay, so please read a little bit.
Va'al. Hayom. Hayam.
Yep.
Laku.
Mm-hmm.
Ha mishim.
Yep.
Ma coat.
Yes, very nice. Read. Yeah,
sorry.
keep going. Just keep
Oh.
going.
Okay.
Too little.
The Mitzrayim.
Yep.
Ma. Ho. No.
Mahu.
Mahu. Omer.
Yep.
Vo.
Va'o.
Bayo.
Much
Bayom.
better.
Bayomru.
Yes, very nice. Vayomru. Yep.
Thank you. Har. Meme.
All right, that's the tear on the top.
Sorry.
That letter before the mem has a tear on the top, so it's a t.
Oh. Har. To. Meme.
Yes.
L.
Yeah.
Let's see. Par.
Pa.
O.
Yeah, nice.
Keep going.
No, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, does anybody have any questions?
Practice.
Okay.
I just have one question. I'm still a little confused about the shared, when you shared when you're sharing the O with the shin.
Okay, so I will send that out, but the key concept is every letter must have a vowel.
Okay.
So if, for example, wait a sec. Where did I write it? Wait a minute. Okay, so here we go. So what's the vowel for the mem? It has to be that dot. Now you come to this letter. You say to yourself, well, wait a minute. How do I know? Is it a sh or a s? Oh, it's sharing the dot. You see?
I thought that last one had a schwa underneath the first vowel. Maybe it didn't.
What's confusing about this book is the fact that the straight line accent mark is getting in the way. And there's nothing I can do about that because I don't know anything about, I can't recopy it or anything.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Any other questions? Yes, Susan.
So you said every letter has to have a vowel. Does that include the final letter?
No. Thank you for the correction.
Thank you.
Not the final letter. The final letter doesn't have to have a vowel because you're coming to a stop.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Within a word, you need vowels to vocalize the letter.
Okay.
Any other questions? I know, confusing. Okay. I will see you next Friday and we will work on we'll work on Dayenu. That's always fun. I like Dayenu. And then we'll proceed. We'll follow this outline or not, as the case may be.
Carol, I only have
Sorry.
a few minutes, but I was going to stay. Some other people, if they were working on Ashrei, they may want to stay. I don't know. It's up to them.
Okay, yes, I remembered you were going to stay or somebody was. I couldn't remember who, but anyway. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, so Maureen has questions about Ashtray. She was working ahead. Anybody who else wants to stay, be my guest. Let me get my Sidor. Okay, I have it. I'm
We're on
good.
Page 1 of the Shabbat and Festival one.
Yep.
Okay, so if you count from the bottom up, there's 2 down there. So let's start there. At the 4th line from the bottom,
Yep.
there's 2 different places that have it. The second word,
Yep.
is that Malkutcha?
Yep. Very nice.
The next one is the 4th word.
Mm-hmm.
Guvuratcha.
Yep.
Okay, so it just seemed like at the end, it should have gone with the last letter, but that's not true then.
Correct.
Okay,
Say
so
that again, Maureen.
Hey, can you tell me again where you are? I just found the
The
page.
4th line from the bottom of page 1,
Mhm.
and we're on the 4th word.
Okay.
Guvuratcha.
Right. Very nice.
Okay, there was another one on a different page.
All right. By the way, although Ashray may not have been on the outline for the class, the reason why I wanted to focus on it was Ashray is said in every single solitary service, always. It's like, it may not be recited at Musaf, but other than that, it's in Shacharit, the morning service, it's recited twice. It begins the Mincha service, and it's recited at the Mariv service, the evening service. So we recite Ashray a lot. So I thought it was helpful to note it. It's also an alphabetic acrostic.
On page 2.
Yep.
This is on the 6th line.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep.
After the hyphen word, the second to last word, but the second
Okay.
the hyphen. Isn't ha mean the, so it's a prefix?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that'd be ha-ri shayim.
Harith Sha'im. They're called Harith Sha'im. Yep.
Okay. Let me see. I have some other things marked.
And some people don't say Rith. Some people just say Har Sha'im. I mean, it's
Just to confuse me.
yes, people learn things a certain way. People learn a lot of these prayers by singing them. And when you sing things, often the accent, the pronunciation gets a little fudged up, so to speak.
Okay, page 101.
Oh. Yes.
On the second to last line,
Okay.
the second word,
Yep.
I think that's the one I had a question of. Is it is that a silent is? So we don't say it bakata?
Right. That's one of those exceptions to what I had earlier said, that if you have a silent letter, you typically don't have a silent vowel except for here.
Oh, good. Okay. And I don't know why I have something way back here, man. I don't know where I was going.
So how do you pronounce that word?
Bakata.
Okay.
The letter and the sha are silent.
Right.
Okay.
The silent letter and the silent so it's bakata.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Does
My
anyone else
pleasure.
have a question before we?
Anybody else?
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you.
Wait, I
Oh,
think
my-
Pharaoh is up.
My pleasure. And, anybody reach out if you have questions or want a tutorial or anything. I'm more than happy to figure this thing out.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
My pleasure.
Bye, Shalom.
Goodbye,
Thank you.
shalom.
Shalom.
See you next
Shalom.
week.